Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the award-winning RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast. I'm Steve Alexander, Dr. A. That's Rick Kamla, the freak, the legend. It's February 8th, Tuesday. Happy trade deadline day, everybody. We are going to talk trade deadline. We're going to take a lot of questions. We're going to do this right after this song.
Your cold opens make my week, man. It is Rick Kamla. It is Steve Alexander. We are the OGs. This is the award-winning RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast brought to you by Underdog and Fanduel. Happy Super Bowl week, everybody. Happy trade deadline day. We do have some trades that have gone down here. Doc, I'm going to hit you rapid fire style here. Do any of these trades move your needle at all of the ones that have gone down starting at about noon yesterday? We had your boy, Simone Fontecchio, traded to the Detroit Pistons. Knox and a second-round pick going back to Utah. Kevin Knox. Xavier Tillman going to Boston. Some picks involved. Lamar Stevens is going to go down to Memphis in this trade. And then Monte Morris going to Minnesota. I didn't think Minnesota needed to make a move, Doc. They've obviously got their backup point guard. Tim Connolly is the shot caller for Minnesota. He had Monte in Denver and obviously liked him a lot. He wanted him back. But Jordan McLaughlin, I thought, was playing well. Shake Milton somehow has fallen out of the rotation there. I'm not sure what really is going on with that. But I thought they were good at backup point guard. Nevertheless, they're bringing Monte Morris. For a dynasty league, for deep leagues, for any league, do any of these moves churn your needle so far?
No.
Simone
they do not, sir.
Is Fontecchio still on your team in the Cam Dynasty, Doc, or did you dump him?
I think he still might be hanging around. I did like him in Utah. I did like the fact he was playing, 25, 30 minutes and doing some stuff. But yeah, no.
But that ain't happening now, man. That ain't happening now. All right, so let's hit. And by the way, these trades are doing nothing for me either. Okay. Tillman is a streamer. Let me put it this way. To me, Xavier Tillman is a streamer on a non-Horford game, on a non-Porzingis game, on maybe Tatum is out and Horford is out. But if Horford, Porzingis, and Tatum are healthy, Tillman's going to play 12, 14, 15 minutes. But he could get 28, 30-minute games when those guys are out. So just keep your eye on that. Xavier Tillman, to me, has entered the streaming zone now that he has been traded.
Your boy Ken Kreitz sent me a mailbag question for the RotoWire mailbag column that is probably posted by now. I don't even know. He said, "Do I drop Luke Kornet in my 20-team league now that Xavier Tillman is in Memphis?" I was like, thank you, K-Train, for reminding me that Luke Kornet still plays in the NBA.
Let me think about this. Obviously, Kornet, I just picked him up streamer style in a 20-team fantasy league. I wonder if we're in the same one. It's called Sam Hinkie's Letter. It's
you and K-Train in there, right? He probably dropped him and you probably picked him up.
I don't know if he's in this league. I gotta look it up. Doc, I don't concern myself with who the other owners are. I concern myself with winning. And the names that pop up and K-Tan's Explorers and all that. I don't care. Right? You're just the next victim. I'm looking here at your boy Kornet. Recently, he's had a couple of decent games. In a 20-team league, am I holding Luke Kornet? Boy, he's right on the cut line, man. He's right. I'll tell you this. I would rather have Xavier Tillman in a 20-team league than I would Luke Kornet. But if Tillman's not available, I may still hold. If Tillman's not available, I may still hold Luke Kornet.
Who I'd rather have is G.G. Jackson. Your boy.
Are you now on GG Jackson?
I am a put GG Jackson on your roster, stash him, sit on him, wrap a blanket around his head and try to smother him to death like you're his big brother. Yeah, like I think you want him on your roster because what does Memphis have left? Like, we are literally counting down the minutes for the Jaren Jackson Jr. shutdown, right? And it's Santi Aldama, it's GG Jackson, and it's that dude, Danny. What's that guy's name? Is that David? Roddy. Yeah.
You know, Roddy. All right. So, look, this is one of those days, guys, where you got to look alive because there's going to be movement. And when guys go out, then spots are backfilled by other guys. And the waiver wire, this is maybe the most important day on the waiver wire. You know, you think of the first week of the season, Doc, where you've got, opening night. Well, there's only 2 games, right? And then you got Wednesday night, that first Wednesday. So many questions are answered about rotations. And, oh, my God, this guy's completely out of the rotation. Oh, my God, this guy started for whatever team. Like, that's a really critical point for the waiver wire. And so is today. Okay, so, guys, look alive out there because you can find some finds like, I don't know, like GG Jackson might be that guy. And if you've got only a couple of waiver wire spots left, I would recommend waiting, being a little patient here, and taking it all the way to 3 Eastern today to see what materializes because you'd hate to be out of pickups for the week in your league. And then, oh, my God, I really want to pick up this guy. He's greenlit for a 28-minute per game assignment here, but I'm out of transactions. Talk to me about how you approach trade deadline day, Doc.
It's very important. It's sort of like it's not as important as like the first day of waivers in the NFL because there's so fewer running backs and fewer teams, but it's up there. Like it's up there with the most important days for basketball. This is why you save your 2 or 3 moves or 4 moves for today. Because not only do the players that move gain value, but the players that don't move gain value, and people know this. It's not rocket science. You got to have moves available to make today.
You do. And so I know you wanted to talk about Jalen Brunson. Obviously with the turned ankle the other night. So take us into your thoughts on that. And is it Donte DiVincenzo season right now? It has been for the last 5 games. He's been phenomenal.
It is DiVincenzo's season. It is Kuminga's season. Like, dreams are coming true on this podcast, right? Like, I'm so excited about DiVincenzo, so excited about Kuminga, so excited about all those. There's so many players right now that are just balling out, and DiVincenzo is going crazy, and the Knicks are going crazy, dude. What is happening? Like, they're so good all of a sudden. The Knicks and Cleveland and the Clippers. And even the Hawks are playing better. Donte DiVincenzo has been out of his mind.
Kinda. I think the Hawks are 4-3 in their last 7. I have noticed a little bit of a diversification down the stretch. Trae Young is not ball hogging as much as he typically does. You mentioned dreams come true, Doc. And so let's have a quick conversation here about another dude that is making dreams come true in the fantasy world. It is Rick Kamla. It is Steve Alexander. We are the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast here today, brought to you by Underdog and Fanduel. Jaden Ivey just led the Pistonians to a victory at SAC last night without Cade Cunningham, and he went for 37 points. This is the most important game of Jaden Ivey's NBA career. This is a win at a good team, a top 6 team in the West, and you went off and got that win, evoking boos from the crowd down on their beloved Sacramento Kings. And I kind of scoff at some of the stuff that Monty Williams said, and I'll read it to you here because of how Monty shamed Jaden Ivey. I don't know what the before the hyphen shamed is. Age shamed him. I don't know what, but he shamed him. Okay. And so last night, 37 points. Monty Williams said the fearlessness he plays with. Dude, why were you playing him 18 minutes a game to start the year? Why? Okay. Williams on Ivey's ceiling. It's hard to recognize what a guy's ceiling is. No, it's not, dude. Watch the games. Watch him at Purdue. It's not hard to see what a guy's ceiling is. It's literally not hard.
Difficult. It's easy. We can do it.
It's literally not hard. Dr. A, okay? He says also, but I see a young man who's getting better and who's coachable, so he's going to go back to coachable. When I have to coach him up, he looks me in the eyes and takes it the right way. Oh, because you're the John Wayne of NBA head coaches. I am so out on Monty Williams, okay? Here's how easy it is to scout up talent, okay? Doc, when I watched Jaden Ivey at the University of Purdue, coming downhill, rocked up halfback body, I'm like, whoa. That dude's going to be a stud in the NBA. Ding! It's not that hard. And you know what, Doc? You know who I was comparing him to? Dwayne Wade and Donovan Mitchell. All right? And do you know what their stat lines look like? Yes, you do, of course. Let's focus on Dwayne Wade. I'm getting fired up. I'm losing my voice. Dwayne Wade was a 25-5 guy, a 25-5 guy, right? Later in his career, drifted to the 25-5 zone. Jaden Ivey over the last month. Okay, greenlit, a lot of games, a lot of minutes, 24-5. I'm going to stand up and take a bow. 2.3 threes, 48% from the field. I literally said in the pre-draft process, he's a 25-5 guy in the NBA. I said this on the air, documented. And Monty Williams said, hard to find what a guy's ceiling is. When you're not playing a guy, maybe. Or when you're just confused. That hit a total nerve with me, dude. But Jaden Ivey is good to go. Hallelujah to the fantasy world.
One of my mailbag questions from Lex was, give me 10 coaches in the NBA that you love. And I was like, that's the most boring question ever. Nobody wants to listen to that. So I said, I'll give you 3 I love and 3 I hate. And with the love, I went with Jason Kidd because he plays Luka every night that Luka can play. He keeps the same rotation. Steve Clifford is running Brandon Miller out there every night. Love that. Michael Malone, great quotes. I love what he does with Jokic. Like, it's just fun. My top 3 don't likes were Jacques Vaughn for ruining the life of Cam Thomas, Darvin Ham for being Darvin Ham, and Monty Williams was number 3. Getting all that money, dude. I know. Hey, he's got LeBron, he's got AD, he's got a lot to work with. He's got a lot of problems. He's got 99 problems actually.
But you're throwing knives at the homie, man. You're throwing knives at the homie. That's why I'm like I'm in a straitjacket right now. I'm wiggling. I'm not comfortable. I'm a Darvin Ham dude, man. That's my guy. Like, I'm friendly with Darvin. Like, that's my guy, man. So like, I can't sit here for this slander.
Darvin was gone.
What's that?
I thought Darvin was gone. He's gone, but he's
Gene
not.
Buss and Rob Pelinka got his back, yo. Why would you whack Darvin Ham? He just won the in-season tournament, for the love of God. Oh, yeah, they hit a lull. Guys weren't playing hard. So that's Darvin's fault. He's changing rotations. It's throwing players off. Boo-hoo. Get with it, man.
Didn't they have a strobe light party and put up a pennant? Like, whatever, dude. Jerry West is rolling over in his grave. If he was in a grave, he'd be rolling over.
Yeah. Look out for the great Jerry West. I completely disagree, by the way. I'm completely fine with them hanging a banner. They had to hang a banner, okay? Whether it's to me, like, I don't know if the Lakers wanted to or not, but they had to, okay? Like, there was a political reason for doing it. If the Lakers don't hang a banner, it literally urinates on all of the fuss that we made over the in-season tournament. You got to hang a banner. Like, the league will – I believe that the league office would literally, like, kind of sort of hard insist on it. Like, do it. Just do it. You don't have to make a huge deal out of it, but you got to put a banner up. Otherwise, it just cheapens the whole event. Anyway, random take.
Okay, Rick, I'm taking Darvin Ham off my list. I'm putting Nick Nurse on there for ruining Chris Boucher.
Oh, wait,
and then I've also got
That's another one of the homies, man. I go way back with Nick. Like, that's my dude, man.
I will never get over the Chris Boucher disrespect that he showed for the last 10 years.
But hold on.
And now Monty's trying to kill Austin Thompson and Jaden Ivey because of Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic. Give me a break, dude. I can't do this. Let the kids play, bruh.
But dude, Darko Rajakovic also does not like Chris Boucher. This is not a Nick Nurse thing. I think this is a Chris Boucher motor thing, Doc.
Chris Boucher's 32 now, dude. It's over.
So over. It's so over.
Done.
The upside, the ceiling, that zip of upside. Nah, it's gone, man. Nobody cares about Chris.
All gone. It's all gone.
Oh my God. Gone. You crack me up, dude. You crack me up. Gone. So it is the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast, award-winning. Fanduel and Underdog sponsor this thing. Rick Kamla and Steve Alexander. Go ahead, dude. What's up?
What have we won? Have we won anything?
What do you mean?
You and I. Like, has our podcast won anything? No, not yet, but it's going to one day.
I have no idea.
As soon as I get those cold opens down, dude, I think we're on our way to something.
Dude, your cold opens are arguably the best part of the show, okay? I literally, as I'm on camera, as straight face as I can be, I'm literally like holding back laughter, okay? And maybe like 5% of tears. But it's all good, dude. Talk to me about Khris Middleton's injury right here. Because came down on the foot of Kevin Durant the other night. They called an FF1 on it for getting under his landing space. But dang, dude, here we go again with Khris Middleton, Doc. And I don't really know who's going to backfill him in this, right? I'm not psyched about Andre Jackson. I'm not psyched about Pat Connaughton. I'm not psyched about any of these guys.
No, he's one of those guys. Like, there's teams where a stud goes down and nothing happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Khris Middleton fell in the middle of the woods, did it make a sound? But he left that game. He left that arena on crutches. His numbers have been terrible anyway. Like, he was on my fallers list before the injury happened. Now, you put that dude on crutches and have him skating across the hardwood on the way out of the arena. It's not a good look. I think if I had Khris Middleton in a 12-team league in today's trade deadline day, he'd be a guy I'd have queued up to cut.
Interesting. You just sent a thought into my brain about that. I've got a little lingering third round pick in the Cam Dynasty. I may float that third round pick at Ani Sridhar. He's a producer at Fantasy Sports Radio, and he traded for Khris Middleton from the K trade, Ken Kreitz. Yeah, I may do that because I don't know. This isn't going to be a full year thing. You're going to have to ramp him back up, make the playoff push, all of this. So Middleton's not done for the year. It's obviously very frustrating what we're seeing. He has had some decent games. It's really a buzzkill because, like, you wanted him to continue the momentum, raising the minutes limit, maybe one day get off of back-to-backs. And so now that he's maimed himself again, that ain't going to happen. But, I mean, a third-round pick in the Cam Dynasty is not that valuable. It's kind of valuable. First-round pick, extremely valuable. Second-round pick, pretty damn valuable. In a third-round pick, you start getting really deep out into the weeds. But don't tell everybody that. I'm going to try to get some value out of this. It is a high third-round pick. I'm at first place. It's not the last pick in the draft. We got a 3-round draft. It's very high in the third round. So also we got a VanVleet injury here, Doc, with the oh, God. There's been a lot of adductor lately. I believe VanVleet has fallen into the adductor combine, unfortunately. They're talking about at least a 4-gamer, probably out through the All-Star break, maybe beyond, but Ahmed Thompson, welcome to the starting 5. And welcome to the waiver wire madness as everybody's trying to pick him up. So what does the VanVleet injury do for you, man?
It makes Ahmed Thompson a hot pickup, and it makes Jalen Green season. SZN style. Jalen Green is balling, and Amen Thompson's been balling for like 6 games now. Like I think it is Thompson twins season, Doctor style. Hold Me Now, the big song from 16 Candles. The Thompson twins are back in style. I feel like both Thompson twins are going to have a big second half. I think you should pick up Amen Thompson everywhere you can get him right now and stash him, play him, sit on him, whatever. He's been fun. Houston's fun. I don't know that there was a time when we were talking like 8 weeks ago where Houston was in the thick of the playoff race. They're not anymore. They're down at the bottom. They're fading. It's time to let the kids play. It's time to figure out what we've got to work with next year. It's Amen Thompson seasons.
It is. Now, Ime ain't going to rock like that. Trust me. They're not going to, shut down. Like, they will go for it. They will put all their best to the wood every single night. The Tari Eason thing is never ending, man. We wish him well. He was, he still is one of the homies, but not playing is a problem. One more thing. Maybe a couple more things here, Doc, I want to talk about. I want to talk about Jimmy Butler here real quick to everybody. Okay. It may not be buy low time anymore, but maybe it is. Okay. Hear me out. To me, it's finally Jimmy Butler season. Like Doc said, not spelled out, but SZN. I'm not a Heat. Well, I mean, there's some teams that I watch all the time, and the Miami Heat are one of those teams. And it's been a dreadful assignment recently, right? They lost 7 games in a row. These were with Jimmy Butler, okay? And it's like, come on. Where's the run? Where's the spark? Where's the juice? Where's the mojo? Where's the whoa? Where's the barking dog? Okay, where is this stuff? Poof, vaporized. It's up in the atmosphere somewhere, okay? Not recently, Doc. Jimmy Butler, and he's activated, okay? He went like this with his finger, and he went, boop, and he pushed the switch. They've won 4 of their last 5. They're passing the eye test now. And they're passing the eye test because Jimmy Butler's bringing the juice. He's activated. And when he's activated, everybody else is like, yo, I better plug into that. Otherwise, I'm going to get screamed at by Jimmy Butler for not bringing it hard enough, okay? Where everybody should have been screaming at Jimmy all year for not bringing it hard enough. But, hey, it's a weird dynamic. Max player. He's in commercials. You get what you get. Jimmy Butler over the last 5 games, Dr. A, has gone 23 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. That's Jimmy Butler. Not this 17, 5-4, 1 steal bull crap that we've been getting, right? 23, 8, and 6 with 2 steals. Triple-double last night. And here's why you try to buy low with him right now. If you have been a manager of Jimmy Butler this year, are you happy with the experience so far? Hell no, you're not. You probably might want to hit the escape button on Jimmy Butler. So go make a move right now and don't lavish that manager. Make a legitimate offer, but see what you can get for Jimmy Butler. Don't overpay. If that first offer doesn't strike, then maybe you can up it with another offer, but start like medium and then maybe work your way up. And clearly, I'm not saying you got to go, like you're hunting Moby Dick here, okay? But I think it's Jimmy Butler season. We're in February. He's like, okay, enough screwing around. It's go time now. We don't want to be in the play-in tournament. We'd like to win out of that. So are you buying what I'm selling here on Jimmy Butler?
Absolutely not. No.
Is it because of the lack of threes? You don't trust him to stay on the court? Yeah. Are you indicting my analysis? What are we doing here?
I am not indicting your analysis, first of all. No. The fact that you love Jimmy Butler right now and the fact that I don't is what makes this fun. The fact that, people send us trade offers and they're like, who won? And one guy says, oh, man, that's obvious you won. And the other guy's like, oh, no, this guy won. And then nobody won until the season's over and we find out who finished it out and who played well. I just don't trust Jimmy Butler to play basketball games until the actual NBA playoffs get here. And the problem is that the NBA fantasy playoffs happen during what I call silly season, when Jimmy Butler is resting up for the real playoffs. I got an argument on Facebook yesterday with some dude named Stephen Boucher. Wasn't really an argument. He's a nice guy.
Related to your boy Chris Boucher?
They may be
in relation to Bobby Boucher, the water boy.
It's pick a Boucher season, any Boucher. And Rick, before when I used to do this podcast, not this one, but a podcast with Matt Straub, I used to always accidentally call Chris Boucher Chris Bosch, which was always fun. But I just think Jimmy Butler's still going to miss games. He's going to not play, and Jaime Jaquez is not done yet. He's going to come back and buzzkill Jimmy Butler, and I just don't trust him.
Yeah, I understand. It all comes down to trust. Finally, here, before we go to the streets and bring up the comments from the people, Doc, Onyeka Okongwu with the Clint Capella injury here, and this was a couple of days ago. They said reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. Reevaluated does not mean return, as everybody here knows. So we're talking about a multiple week absence from Clint Capella, and Onyeka Okongwu has looked great. Especially the game before the Boston game. Duncan hitting threes, bringing the bench up off its feet. And he's probably already on teams. Looks like Claude Santos is saying Buddy Hield for Marcus Morris. Really? Indiana trade. There's got to be something more to that trade. Doc, it looks like we've got some breaking news here. Claude Santos.
Wait. Is Buddy Hield gone?
I'm on Woj here. Claude, give me who broke that trade right here. I think Claude just scooped Woj, by the way. Shams Claude. Claude just scooped Woj. I'm serious here. Shams got the scoop here on this deal, unless I'm on the wrong area with Woj. But Indiana nearing a deal where Buddy Hield goes to the Sixers, according to Shams. And where's the Marcus Morris part of this? I mean, Claude Santos for the win, dude. He's like jumping Shams and Woj right here.
Get Benedict Mathurin right now.
There it is.
Run.
Analysis.
Run.
Should they walk or run, Doc?
Run. Run to your waiver wire. Let us go. There's 65 people watching this right now, Rick. All 65 of them should be running to their waiver wire for Benedict Mathurin right now.
How about Nebhard?
He's not bad either. Either one.
Rank the three. TJ McConnell, Nebhard, or Mathurin. If they're all on waivers, rank those three.
Mathurin, Nembhard, McConnell.
Mm-hmm. I would do it the same way. Claude Santos, that's awesome. We appreciate you being here, first of all, and bringing that to us.
Wait, Claude's breaking this in our comments? You're muted.
There it is, Claude Santos.
Oh,
boom,
it's right there.
Claude, look,
I thought you were looking
this
at
right here. Hold on. I'm gonna cuss real quick here. Shits and giggles. I'm gonna look at Woj here real quick, and see if he's even got this trade.
Dude, I tried to go look at Twitter. You know what I saw? Travis Kelce.
That's my God, Woj doesn't even have this trade. Woj, is Woj okay? Oh, here we go with Woj. 6 minutes ago, he did have it. Let me see if Woj got the scoop here on Shams. When did Shams have it? It all comes down to the minutes, Doc. I think that Shams got it. He started it with Indiana's nearing a deal for Buddy Hield. That was the soft launch, and Shams wins. That is a win for Shams. 2 minutes before Woj with that. But here's the thing with Buddy Hield, Doc. I don't. God,
what's the deal with Gary Trent?
Look, I'm not crazy about Buddy Hield going to Philly. I mean, I like it for Philly. It's another weapon, another 3-point shooter. I don't think Buddy Hield is going to turn into 18 points and 3.3 threes in Philadelphia. They got a lot of dudes, right? You got Melton, you've got Kelly Oubre, you've got Other wings that play there, Furk and Korkmaz. I don't have Philly's roster in front of me. Let me look at Philly.
It hurts Kelly Oubre is what it does.
They got a lot of dudes. Melton, like I said, Oubre, Batum, Daniel House, KJ Martin. Sorry, I just need Patrick Beverly.
None of those dudes play.
Jaden Springer has been playing in the rotation a little bit, and they really like his defense. So I don't know. I look at Buddy Hield going there, Doc, and playing like half the game. I think he'll be like a 24-minute per game guy. Or do you think he's going to start now and Oubre will come off the bench?
I think Oubre's in trouble. It ruins Springer, maybe. I've been using Springer in Fanduel. Like, that's how good he's been. So, yeah. I've got Oubre on a couple rosters. I've been playing Oubre in FanDuel and DraftKings, whatever. Buddy Hield going there hurts that. And I think Buddy Hield is there because they're so injured. Like, okay, we lost Joel Embiid. We haven't seen DeAnthony Melton or Nick Batum in over a month. Another guy you mentioned, KJ Martin. When was the last time we saw him do anything?
He just had 15 points last night.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to that.
Not even calling you out. I've got KJ Martin in my starting lineup in 30 deep. Like, that's how deep we go in 30 deep, right? If I get 7 points, 5 rebounds, and a steal, because I got a couple guys hurt right now. Okay, KJ Martin's literally in my 30 deep starting lineup.
Covington is there too, right?
He is still there. Yes, I think they were like
he's hurt. He hadn't played in a month, so I mean they just have a lot of banged up people. They get a healthy Buddy Hield in there. They didn't really give up much. I mean, this is more about the Pacers moving Buddy Hield. I feel like the Sixers kind of caught a gift.
Yeah, I'm not seeing I'd like to see it would probably be, I don't know, a first, but knowing Daryl Morey, he probably got Buddy without even giving up a first. I'm not seeing anything here on compensation yet. They're let me see if Woj just got the compensation here on Buddy
Rick,
Hield.
while you're looking for that, tackle millions in prizes all playoffs long in FanDuel fantasy contests. If you're new to fantasy, there's no better time to get in on the action because right now new customers, and I'm sure all of our customers are brand new to fantasy sports. If you're new, you get a 100% deposit matchup to $100 at FanDuel. Playing fantasy for huge cash prizes on FanDuel is fun and exciting. Just draft your lineup and watch your team move up the leaderboard. My voice is going. Plus, on FanDuel, you can choose from full slate contests featuring multiple games, single contests, season-long best balls, beginner-only contests, which are great for learning the ropes and more. And when you win, you get paid instantly. Kick off your FanDuel career with a 100% deposit matchup to $100. Go to FanDuel.com. Start playing for huge cash prizes today.
That is Steve Alexander, a.k.a. Dr. A. I'm Rick Kamla. We are the OGs. We are the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast. And so we got another trade that's gone down here, Doc, and it involves Kelly Olynyk. Woj is on this one first, I believe. Utah Jazz are finalizing a trade to send Kelly Olynyk and guard Ochai Adbaji to the Toronto Raptors for Kyra Lewis, who is just traded up there from New Orleans, Otto Porter Jr., wow, he's still in the league, and a 2024 first-round pick. Okay, so this is interesting. It's not big. Clearly, I would not call this a blockbuster. So first of all, we've got the Canadian thing, right? The Raptors just traded for RJ Barrett. They have now traded for Kelly Olynyk, so they're getting that Canada thing going here. I like Ochai Agbaji quite a bit. He's got one of the best like bods in the NBA. This guy is ready to attack. And ready, I think, for some playing time here. Will he get it in Toronto? That's the hope. I think Kelly Olynyk is going to be in the soup here. You've got Jakob Poeltl. You've got Scotty Barnes. I mean, does he play 20 minutes off the bench? Maybe, but I don't think this is going to lead to a pop from Kelly Olynyk. I think it might lead to a pop, though, from Ochai Agbaji, Doc. How's this one hitting you, man?
I like Ochi. I'll just call him that. I like him in Toronto. I think he's going to get minutes. Pour one out for my guy, Chris Bosh / Boucher. Done. Kelly Olynyk, hello. Chris Boucher, goodbye. It's over. That's it. It's officially done. I need to get a Boucher jersey and hang it back here in memoriam. It's over. Kelly Olynyk, when he gets minutes, dude, he's a fun fantasy player.
He really is. He really is. I wish he would have gone to a better team. I was kind of, because a lot of teams were in on Kelly Olynyk, and he went to Toronto, and
I feel like that's not a bad spot, though. Like, Pirtle's been quiet all year. Siakam's gone. OG's gone. Like, Olynyk could go there and ball out for the rest of the season. It could be Olynyk's season in Toronto. It may be. And Adbaji, or however you say, Adbaji, whatever you say his name.
Oh, Ochai, whatever you wanted to work with there.
Yeah. That dude, I could see them slotting him right in and letting him play.
So this is interesting, and let's dissect this. First of all, I totally disagree about Jakob Poeltl. He's been solid. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 1.4 blocks, leads the league in field goal percentage at almost 70. So Olynyk's not going to start over Poeltl. But this is what could happen. Toronto has made, they're the most busy team. They made the Siakam trade. They made the OG trade. Now they've made this trade, and they've still got Bruce Brown, and he's likely to be traded. So if Bruce Brown is traded, then it's really giddy up season on Ochai Adbaji. And so it may be Olynyk too, because if you trade out Bruce Brown, I don't know what you're going to get back. Maybe it's a first and dudes that don't matter. Then Kelly Olynyk, Doc, may go to the 4, Scotty Barnes at the 3, but then we don't have a starting spot for Adbaji, but we do have minutes for Adbaji. So yeah, I think Doc, boy, if I had to choose between, if I had Adbaji on waivers and I had Kelly Olynyk on waivers, I've seen Kelly Olynyk be a difference-making stretch run beast. Okay, remember that run in Houston he had, Doc, after he was traded there and they were in tank mode and everybody was hurt and all that kind of stuff. He went like 18, 7 and 4 with threes and defensive goodies. So I would say Olynyk is the pickup here, man.
I think he is too, and I like I said, I like it. I like when Kelly Olynyk gets minutes. Like, it's fun, and he kind of balls out. Hey, Rick, Underdog Fantasy is the #1 platform for NBA best ball and DFS player pick'em contests. If you haven't tried Underdog yet, new Underdog users receive a first-time deposit bonus up to $100 and a free 6-month subscription to RotoWire, which is like cash money, with promo code RWNBA. That's promo code RWNBA. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com. Download the Underdog app today and use promo code RWNBA to claim your free RotoWire subscription and deposit bonus. Hey, did you talk about DeJounte Murray? Did we skip over that at the beginning? Or did you?
I kind of, the rundown, it's like Kyle Shanahan's play sheet, right? And so I don't necessarily go in order. We bounce around a little bit. That's a 4th and 1. We got to go deeper into the playbook here. So what you got on DeJounte, man?
I don't have anything, but somebody asked me what my ideal trade was for Atlanta, and I was like, I don't know who I even want back. I just want DeJounte, Sadiq Bey, DeAndre Hunter, and Clint Capella to all go away. That's it.
I mean, wow. Okay, that's
what Santa Doc wants that for Christmas in February. And then we get all the Jalen Johnson, we get all the Trae Young, we get all the Onyeka Okongwu, who, by the way, has been a 2nd-round value over the last 2 weeks, with Clint Capella out with this injury. Like, it's Onyeka Okongwu time. That's a guy that people should be running to pick up off the waiver wire.
Neil P is asking, what does the trade that just came down, Olynyk and Adbaji going to Toronto, what does it mean for Kessler? Here's the thing, Neil P. I don't know, because Will Hardy is the head coach of the Utah Jazz, and Will Hardy has been, in my opinion, a weirdo, I'll phrase it that way, for not starting Walker Kessler all year. I mean, literally, Fontecchio is in the starting five over has been. Their last game, I'm looking at their box against OKC the other night, with Kessler coming off the bench playing 21 minutes. 21 minutes for Walker Kessler. This guy should be up there with Wemby and Chet for shot blocking, okay? So I think his rotation has been garbage. What can I tell you? So does this mean that, and Olynyk is out? And so, yeah, maybe it does mean that Will Hardy has to stop shaming Kessler and put him into the starting five. But it seems like they really like the Markkanen Collins. Now we're going with a shooter there. So maybe Clarkson enters the starting lineup. Maybe Keontae George. I don't know. It's Will Hardy. It's got one of the weirdest rotations in the league. I do think it's potentially good news for Walker Kessler, though.
Dude, I got a question from a reader, and it said, "Hey Doc, can you help explain to me why Walker Kessler has played fewer than 20 minutes in 4 straight games?" I pulled up his game log. It was 19, 17, 16, 19 minutes. 4 games in a row. This was last week. What in the hell are they doing? I don't even care, tank or no tank, Utah or Bedrock. I don't care where you are, what world you're in, what universe, whether it's Hanna-Barbera or the NBA. How are you not playing Walker Kessler more than 18 minutes a game? What is going on?
Look, Doc, it doesn't make sense, man, especially after the year that he had last year. I mean, this guy, there's all the shots that he blocks, and then there's all the other shots that he alters, right? And he's such a presence in there. Some dudes just don't even drive. They'll pull up for a floater or pull up for a mid-range jumper, right? They don't even want to go all the way into the teeth of Walker Kessler. They know they're going to get eat up. And then we've got Pedro Marquez here. He says, I'd say this opens up a few minutes for Taylor Hendricks. Maybe. But again, it's your boy, Will Hardy out there. So it's a very unpredictable rotation. That, Tom Thibodeau, Doc, is so easy to read with his rotation, right? He literally puts his cards out on the table. There you go. There's no analysis needed here. No reading between the lines. So are you feeling Taylor Hendricks here? I liked him when I was scouting him in the pre-draft process. He's a player, man. He can block shots. He can make shots. He's a good player. He's a good prospect. Do you think he's going to be green lit here?
No.
Doc, any closing words before we get out of here and bid adieu to our great audience here on trade deadline day? And we appreciate you all moving your time here with us to 10 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock Eastern time.
Let's do this real quick. Let's hit super quick hits. Would you trade Franz Wagner for Brandon Miller? Brandon Miller's season, dude. The only guy playing in Charlotte, and I love it, man. Like I said on this very podcast like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'm like, go get Brandon Miller. He's going to roll the rest of the season. I think you were like, yes, absolutely. Would you do Franz for B-Mill? I would. Oh, he got vetoed. Oh.
Here's the talk about the vetoed thing. How does that register with you? I saw that too. That looked pretty uncool.
Nothing pisses me off more than having a trade vetoed.
By the league or by the Yahoo Public Free League is what he's saying here.
Anyone who tells me you can't do that, even though you spent 3 hours and bought this clown beers to make this deal happen, you put your heart and your soul into it. You blew off work for 3 hours one day and we're just like talking to the guy about his family and tell me about your primary school days. Like, what was 5th grade like for you? Like, you're out there trying to work a deal, man. And somebody's like, oh, you can't do that because Franz Wagner shoots this percentage from the free throw line and Brandon Miller shoots this percentage. So it's not a fair trade. Who's to judge what a fair trade is and what's not? I hate vetoes. The only time a veto should be thrown is if it's obvious collusion. And dude, I feel like you and I are in agreement with this.
You just literally explained a situation of collusion where you're sitting down and you're cajoling the owner and you're buying him beers and you're letting him cry on your shoulder. That's literally
collusion. Collusion is combining your teams together to make a super team. Collusion is, hey, dude, I'm going to give you Benedict Mathurin for nothing so that you can win. That is collusion.
I agree.
Giving me Benedict Mathurin because you're a dumbass is me being a good fantasy owner who's smarter than you. Totally different things. Do not throw the collusion word around unless you mean it.
So you are cracking me up today, dude. Guys, our boy, Steve Alexander, is legit on one today. Okay, so I wanted to make one more point here on this Franz Wagner and Brandon Miller thing.
One of the fairest trades I've ever seen. If any idiot vetoes that trade, they're kicked out of my league or I'm quitting. One or the other. I'm out.
Yeah, kind of like me quitting that league when they told me I couldn't have Wemby and they changed the rules midseason. Yeah, I had to get out of that league.
Yeah, you were like, goodbye.
See ya. You're going to screw me out of Wemby? Well, screw you. Was my take on that.
That's what I would do if this trade got vetoed in my league.
Yeah, I take my ball and go home. I'm a whimsical mistress that way. If you wrong me, I'm not going to hang around to be wronged 2 times. But I would rather have Brandon Miller for the stretch run than Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner's a stud, but he's not a fantasy gold guy. He's a slasher, okay? He goes 26-4. That's the good part. The PRA for Franz Wagner, 1.1 steals, 1.6 threes. Brandon Miller has been way better in the fantasy gold department. So I would rather have Brandon Miller for the stretch run. In a dynasty league, who would I rather have? I'd probably rather have Brandon Miller, Doc. I would. He's the guy. I mean, him and LaMelo Ball are the guys, kind of like Jalen Johnson and Trae Young in Atlanta. Like, they're going to build around this dude. They may trade Miles Bridges today. They might trade PJ Washington today. They might trade Gordon Hayward today. Okay, so Brandon Miller is good to go.
All right, I have one last comment about trade vetoes. Like, collusion is 2 guys getting together and scheming to dupe the league. You taking your buddy out for a beer and talking him into doing a stupid trade is called savvy management. There's totally a difference. Being a good salesman and making a trade in fantasy is, I mean, that's being a good salesman. That's being a good owner. And these leagues where every trade is analyzed and micro analyzed and vetoed because it's not perfectly fair, it drives me nuts, dude. And it makes me not want to even trade. I don't even really mess with trades anymore because I've had so many vetoed over the years and I don't have time for it. But I will never veto a trade unless it's obviously something shady's going on.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Guys, it's trade deadline day. Your boy Cam needs to bolt. And we really appreciate you guys being out here. Yes, Steven Alexander with Steven, what the hell? Steve Alexander with Deion Sanders. Put that up one more time for the people to see.
Look at this. Look at this picture. Let's see.
That's badass right there.
Look at that. I found that in a drawer last night.
Who's on the left there? I can't identify that.
That is Clark Kellogg.
That is Clark Kellogg. How about that?
Dr. J, it's a little, 3x5 photograph that I have, and it's signed by both of them. And it's one of my favorite things. And it was
then if it's one of your favorite things, how did it get left in a drawer for the last 17 years?
Found it in a drawer. There's some Dominique. Look at this. Your boy Zeke. You're a Zeke guy, right?
Not anymore. I gotta go.
Are you out on Zeke?
Bro, you're killing me, man.
Look at this. Last one. A little Zeke and Landon Turner, brother. Look at that.
There's no way.
Look at that. That is
You're taking us down photo album boulevard right now. You are the biggest trip of all time.
Williams.
Biggest trip.
All right.
Buck Williams.
We're out of here.
Oh
This has been the award-winning RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast, sponsored by Underdog and Fanduel. Rick Kamla's got to go handle trade deadline day. Me and my buddy Scotty are driving to Athens, Georgia. We might have a big event happening later in Athens tonight. There's a band covering some REM songs at the 40 Watt Club, and I've heard that big things could be happening. So I'm going to hit the road. Rick's already gone. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Tuesday. Oh, my special guest on Tuesday is Pavements, Bob Nastanovich. We'll see you then at 11. Peace out.